Hey people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Salams, hope you're well and in good health. Okay, so today we're going to take a look at a little book review. So it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. You may have actually heard of it, but if you haven't, it's a book worth checking out, especially in the business entrepreneurship space. So this one is around a deluxe hardbound edition. So we'll take a look at the copy soon, but let's go through some content here. So it says here, the actual book delivers a timeless financial wisdom. So the whole book is about ancient wisdom. So using examples and metaphors and stories from the ancient times, so like Babylon, Mesopotamia, those kind of periods, and giving you examples of how you could basically, implement those kind of lessons in today's contemporary society. So it's a timeless financial wisdom in a beautifully presented volume. So the edition is recent, but the book was written by George S. Clason from America all the way back in 1926. So it's been just close to, I think it's 99 years actually. So next year will be the 100th anniversary of the book. And then it's presented in what we call parables, engaging parables related to and set in the context of ancient Babylon, one of the ancient civilizations of the world. The book distills personal finance into basic, simple, straightforward principles that, like I said, remain relevant for today's society and you can implement in your own life. So don't go anywhere, stay here and check out what these principles might be. So let's take a look at some of the core financial principles and lessons in this book. The lessons center around two main frameworks: the 7 cures for a lean purse and the 5 laws of gold. Now, 7 cures include: save at least 10% of your earnings before spending on anything else. So, for example, if you make £1,000 a month in your job, or $1,000 or whatever it might be, you need to look at putting aside the 10% of that. So that would be like $100, £100. You don't touch. You're going to be saving that bare minimum. I would say probably go for a higher percentage, but that depends on your expenses, your cost of living, where you live, what you need to survive, and your bills, that kind of stuff. So in this context, it says save at least 10% of your earnings. Then it goes on to talk about controlling expenses, right? You don't need to live like a king. It's better to live like a pauper and build your way up and build your wealth. And then you can distinguish between what you actually need and want. So you don't want to be keeping up with the Joneses. You buy things that you need. For example, you need to get food to survive, but you don't need to buy a high-end luxury car when you can get by on a Toyota Corolla, good family car, and so on. So make your savings go through wise investments. So take your savings over time and put it into investments like real estate, stocks, shares, precious metals like gold, palladium, silver, and so on. And then protect your wealth from risky ventures. So don't splash it all out on crypto bros or something like that. Do your due diligence, check, research, and invest carefully and wisely. Number 5, so own your own home where you can to reduce long-term costs such as rents. That's not easy if you live in the West. So, for example, in the UK, average home might be over £200,000-300,000, which could be, 10 times the annual salary of a individual earning like a decent kind of wage around about 30k a month. Decent in the context of society, but you could be looking at a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom house in a good area for over 300k. So that's nearly impossible to be able to buy just like that without having to take debt on or borrow from family and friends. But if over time, if you are able to own your own home, that's obviously going to reduce your costs in terms of rent and so on. Plan for future needs, including retirement. So you can do things like pay into a retirement fund. You can also get insurances. You can also get, do investments for long-term S&P 500, other kinds of funds out there that you can invest in over a long-term period. And then number 7 is continue to improve your skills. The best investment, especially when you're younger, is to invest in yourself to increase your skills so that you can actually increase your earning potential. Meaning that, for example, in today's world, contemporary society, learning or going on a course to learn about AI might be something useful. AI backend engineer or AI prompt engineer, artificial intelligence, Once you've learned that skill, maybe over a 12-month period or 6-month period or whatever it might be, now you've actually got something that you can take forward with you. You can even start to apply for AI engineer type roles and earn more money potentially, and so on. So that's something that you need to look at, investing in yourself to continuously learn, lifelong education, and continuously improve your skills. Okay, 5 laws of gold. So this reinforces these lessons: save consistently, invest wisely, seek advice from experienced people. So, a lot of the great people in the world, like well-known people, for example, throughout history, like Alexander the Great, he had mentors. Various people had mentors throughout history. All great people have had some sort of influence from another person to help steer them and guide them, in the perspective paths that's going to help them succeed. Now, avoid unfamiliar speculative opportunities and reject get-rich-quick schemes. Obviously, we live in a digital age, so everywhere you go now, you see these get-rich-quick schemes. You've got to be careful about putting money into something like that. You'd rather grow your wealth over time rather than thinking you can get rich overnight. Okay, strengths. So one of the book's great strengths is its timeless simplicity. So obviously, it's been written just under 100 years now, nearly 100 years ago. So still, people are buying it. On Amazon, people have thousands of people have bought this book. People listen to the audio version on YouTube, different things like that. But a lot of people want to have the book in their hand so they can read it again and again, and then give it to family members, give it to nephews, nieces, children, so they can learn some of the principles. Because, to be honest with you, in the Western world, you don't get taught this, especially when you're in school or when you're younger. So, having this knowledge when you're younger can set you up for life, especially early on. The principles are easy to grasp, cutting through complexity, focus on habits that build wealth for generation. That's generational wealth. The parables format makes the advice more engaging, so it's more fun, more engaging, more relevant, keeps your attention for longer, and it's memorable in terms of a typical financial boring kind of book. So this is more, because it's around ancient kind of parables and history. It adds a bit more kind of fire to it. So through the characters, conversations, stories, and experiences, the lessons feel as if you're actually there in that time period in the ancient times and living through it, rather than it being abstract. Another advantage is accessibility. So short, clear chapters make it more easily readable around the topic of personal finance. There's moral tone to the stories, good advice in terms of an enduring sense of authority. The emphasis is on personal responsibility. So not pointing fingers at others, rather pointing fingers at yourself first. Look at yourself first, introspective. So look in the mirror. You're responsible for yourself. So take that personal responsibility. Don't be the victim all the time and blame others. Get up and start to change yourself first. So if you're not well, or if you're overweight, for example, right now, get in the gym, start training, get healthy. If you do have knowledge around business entrepreneurship or whatever it might be, saving money, personal finance, get some books. For example, this book here by George S. Clason, Richest Man in Babylon. Start reading, start learning, and then start implementing, taking action. So look at consistent saving, prudent investing, and it helps inspire readers as well. Obviously, looking at yin and yang, looking on the other side, so you can see there might be some weaknesses. So the book style can be double-edged sword. Obviously, the use of archaic language, like Old English, cometh and thy, more like biblical style, may be a little bit hard for some readers who are not used to reading English. So it's kind of like that biblical tone and language. Obviously, there's other issues as well. Maybe some people might not be well versed around personal finance, so it might be something new for them to be able to conceptualize, better understand, and then kind of like figure out. But the general holistic impression. So the deluxe hardbound edition copy available on Amazon does more than just package the book attractively, makes it look good. We're going to have a look at it in a second. Presents it well, and the lessons are well put as well, so you can easily comprehend and start to get the knowledge straight away. For newcomers to personal finance, is an ideal starting point. Offers clarity, motivation, helps you develop your ideas and start to think outside the box. For seasoned readers, it's a reminder of basic personal finance money principles that underlie all basic principles of successful money management. And the basic thing is, practical wisdom wrapped up in engaging storytelling, and it appreciates the feel of a beautiful bound volume in the edition. And basically, it's a book that's relevant for now and for many years ahead. So I was talking about the Amazon version. So you see here, The Richest Man in Babylon is available in deluxe hardbound edition. It's had over 48,000 reviews. So more than 48,000 people have actually purchased this book. Just goes to show how popular it is. And it's got a rating of over 4.6% out of 5, which is very good. So The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. Its wealth, like a tree, grows from a tiny seed. The first copper you save is the seed from which your tree of wealth shall grow. So good wisdom there. So you can see special gold gilding, page ribbon, single layer foiling, and then you can see some information about the book itself. So if you want to have a quick look as to what it looks like, there you can see how it is, how it's presented there. So it looks nice, looks good. The style design is compact. And then if you go down here, you can see some reviews as well, and you can check out for yourself. Okay, people, there you have it. So that was a quick overview of the very famous, well-known book, The Richest Man in Babylon, a classic for when it comes to personal finance and saving money, using ancient kind of parables to bring into the context of the modern living. So it is a book that you can check out. I will leave the link in the description, so check out the description below to find the link to this Amazon book, and you can grab it for yourself and take a look and read. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment below. And if you do get it, drop us a comment later. Let us know what you thought about it. Was it worth it? Okay, people, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.